Well, Pierce, Lockdown,
Part 2.
the sequel.
It's never as good.
Guys, welcome back to Pure Unsure Views. This is episode 11. My name is Colin McCambridge, and alongside me I have the local legend, Pierce McShane.
Two-time local legend.
Two-time local legend, Pierce McShane. Follow him on Strava. Yes, but I've got here with me and Pierce back again for another episode, and today we are talking about the Altra, and specifically the Altra Paradigm. This is the new edition, so it's the 5th edition, and a lot of guys might know about Altra, reasonably new brand. So, Pierce?
Yeah, so it was founded, originally founded back in 2009 by a guy called Golden Harper and Brian Backstead. So, two American athletes, track athletes, they worked in the shop similar to us, local running shop. Pretty much the idea from Golden Harper was the pretty much alter shoes. He was having Achilles problems and problems like that. So pretty much what he done was he had a pair of old, I think it was Adidas Ultra Boost, and he took them apart, cut them apart, scraped away the midsole on it, made it completely flat inside. Went in the toe box and popped it in the microwave and stuck it back together.
In the microwave?
Not even making that up, in the microwave. So,
don't do that at home. Don't be putting your microwave over in it.
We've tried it. But pretty much that's what he's done. And then people started liking the idea, and clients started coming into the shop and paying them $20 to change their shoes for them, and from there, I think in the space of 2 years, it went from a new running brand to winning all these awards in kind of runner magazines. And, Brian, the co-founder, ran 100 miles in the prototype and didn't get one blister in them. So
they went from microwave shoes to a worldwide brand.
It's like, exactly. I was like, oh, Ben's rice, so it was pop it in the microwave, that's right, in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that is a cool story.
Yeah, it's probably the best story I've heard from a running shoe, but yeah, it's a pretty complex shoe now. It's gone from your basics from a microwave shoe to probably one of the most scientific based running shoes in the world at the minute for us anyway. It's not your standard kind of sole shoe mixed in with mesh upper. It's your standard mesh upper mixed in with a shit ton of science. It's the best way to put it.
They changed it quite a lot. So
pretty much.
But yeah, so we'll run through it better in the future. So the likes of the actual weight of the shoe. So first of all, it's an everyday training shoe. Yeah. So it's everyday mileage, anywhere between 5k the whole way to marathons, ultra marathon.
Yeah, exactly.
This one, the Paradigm, is a road shoe. Specifically, that I do have as well trail shoes as well, but we'll specifically talk about the road shoe today. This one is 261 grams or 9.2 ounces for anyone who's watching from America.
There you go. Broaden our horizons.
That's it. But yeah, so I mean, it doesn't feel that heavy when you put it on the foot, so I mean, it's nice when you fit. In terms of that, it also has an Insole 5mm sculpted footbed. So I'm not 100% sure what that actually means.
So pretty much, it's similar enough to Hoka, and most other brands are kind of following that kind of footbed inside shoes. So the best way to describe it is like a bucket seat inside a car. So whereas you look at the shoe and you think your foot's going to sit about that kind of mesh level there, your foot actually sits down inside the shoe. So even for neutral shoes, now this is a supportive shoe, but even for neutral shoes nowadays, to give a wee bit of stability just with that kind of that footbed, just because like a bucket seat, it holds your foot a wee bit more lower in the shoe. So
I suppose that's a bit of stability.
Yeah, exactly. Foot's lower to the ground, so lower centre of gravity. It just means it's not rocking and rolling as much. But that's essentially what the footbed is. It's designed to hold your foot a bit more stable, even if it's a neutral shoe. But that's the science behind it.
That's pretty cool actually. I mean, suppose if you're not actually sitting at the top of the shoe, it'll probably help with turning corners and stuff. Because it's quite a high stack height. It's got 30 mils from head to toe. So
it's not a racing shoe, but in theory that's
so that'll be good.
That will help. But I do think it's more to do with kind of the support system inside the shoe. Altra is very natural and kind of mimics barefoot running, only with the crazy amounts of cushioning and science behind it. But yeah, that's the theory anyway.
That's good.
But yeah, with their kind of footbed, the main part of the shoe is this Altra EGO cushioning system, which Altra's pretty good. It labels everything on the shoe, so any piece of unique technology they have, it's trademarked onto the shoe directly. So it actually says Altra EGO on it. But yeah, gives a rundown on the cushion.
Yeah, so
reading.
So the Altra EGO here, as Pierre said, is the technology of cushioning in the shoe. So it is the dual natural midsole. It basically is just highly responsive, but also gives you that really soft feeling in the shoe. So it's a very high cushion shoe.
Yeah.
Again, it'd probably be up there with one of the most cushioned shoes we probably have in the store.
Yeah, I would say it's running along the same levels as the Hoka.
Yeah, it's very close to the same level of cushioning.
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's a different technology, really. So this one is dual natural midsole compound, which is highly responsive, very soft feeling, and it increased the responsiveness onto the ground. So it's a very nice shoe in terms of the sole.
Even from trying it on myself, you realise how kind of obviously it's different than what we're used to. We're used to stuff up the stack height, with a kind of 8mm, 10mm heel toe drop. Because this is completely flat inside, you feel that straight away.
That's the main thing. Like this one is a 0mm drop, so it is completely flat inside the shoe. So when you do put it on, you know if you are used to wearing a 8mm drop Saucony, a 6mm drop in your Hokas, or a 10 in say the likes of your Mizuno and stuff, or a 12, whatever that sort of range, like. This shoe will feel pancake flat underneath your foot. So it will take some time getting used to. It's one of those shoes that I would say, if you're going to go for an Altra shoe, you might want to break yourself in. I wouldn't go from wearing say a Mizuno 12mm or an Asics 12mm or 10mm, whatever it is. You wouldn't want to go from a 10, 12mm shoe, an 8mm shoe straight to 0. It can put extra pressure on like your calves, your Achilles, and so on. So if you want to sort of mix it up, wear one shoe one day, one shoe the next day, until you finally phase it out, sort of thing.
Or even for someone who's new to running, based on their everyday life, say you're working in an office and you're wearing high heels all day, that's already putting your heel or your foot at an angle. So that will be, you're talking maybe 15mm. Heel toe. Or if you're wearing a suit or you're wearing kind of Converse or Vans, which are completely flat, then you're fine. So you are. So even for everyday life, the new runners might not have to take as long to adjust to the shoe. It's more kind of for those athletes out there who are
been running for years.
Yeah, for a couple of years in your standard kind of Asics or Mizuno shoe, which is typically between anywhere from 8 to 12mm heel toe drop.
So it will take some time to get used to.
Essentially.
I mean, definitely the idea behind it is going back to that sort of barefoot running that we were designed not to run in with shoes on and stuff, but then at the same time we weren't designed to run on concrete. They've took the barefoot idea, they've stuck the cushion into it, so you're getting the benefits of both.
It's modern barefoot running in the sense.
So you're getting the maximum cushioning, and you're also getting the 0mm drop head toe, so you're getting that natural more feeling.
Essentially. Yeah, that's the idea anyway.
Yeah, so and then this one's shoe as well. So this week's shoe as well has a guide rail.
Yeah.
You can get that out.
Yeah, I know.
A guide rail in the shoe. So basically that means it's slightly supportive.
But it's tied in as well what they call our StabiliPods. Which is pretty much now you will not see it on camera, but if you take a closer look, and you do have to take a closer look to see it, is pretty much these pods here along the inside or the medial side of the instep of the shoe. So pretty much it just stops your foot from collapsing inwards. Now obviously it's not barefoot running. In theory, obviously barefoot you're running.
You don't have that.
No support, no cushioning. But like I said, it's a modern day version. The reality is a lot of athletes nowadays do overpronate and collapse inwards, and it causes problems with knees and Achilles and calves and backs and pretty much everything's linked to it. So with that kind of support, just stops your foot from rolling in. Now it's not structured as like your New Balance 860s or Hoka GuideRail.
Or even the Saucony guys that we did last week.
Last week, but it's still supportive. So this, and if you're thinking about going a wee bit longer and you need that wee bit of support, then definitely worth looking at.
I would say it's almost like your bridge between your neutral shoe and your mild stability. It's not full mild stability, but it's not neutral at the same time. Sort of thing. It's like that in between. So if you need a little support, then this could be the one.
But essentially going back as well to your GuideRail, with what compared to the likes of, the way I would compare it is the likes of the Hoka Arahi or Hoka GuideRail. Hoka grab and compare. Hoka would use what they call a J frame for their support, so it wraps around the shoe. but it wraps around the kind of arch of the foot, so it's underneath the shoe. It stops your foot from rolling in. Whereas if we look at the GuideRail, it's a wee bit different. It kind of wraps around the foot, so it does.
Okay, yeah.
So essentially, it's pulling your foot in the more neutral position, in theory. But yeah, that would be the support system.
Yeah.
And then obviously, the most kind of, or the strangest thing with Altra is it's women's specific shoe.
Oh yes, actually, yeah.
Which it's not something you'll see on their website in full detail, but even if you get a pair, it does say on the inside of the box. So
yeah, so
we can show.
A bit of information. Basically, what are they?
Yeah, so obviously men and women's feet are different.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that. They are different. The women's foot is typically a wee bit more narrow, so the heel's narrower, the arches are higher, so they are.
Okay.
Front of the foot, is it's a lot more narrow. So with Altra, the cushioning is designed to line up with the metatarsals in the feet.
Yeah.
So it's very specific with that. And obviously, men and women's feet are different, like I said. So with the women's shoes, they're narrower, the heel's narrower. The cushion is designed to line up with the female foot, so it is the wider toe box, which you'll see on any Altra shoe. It's not a wide toe box; it's a foot-shaped toe box.
Yeah.
So it's designed to let your feet spread more naturally instead of you being cooped up in that kind of super narrow.
Yeah. I think that's one of the, I think that's one of the things you'll notice straight away about an Altra shoe when you pick it up. The as you can see here, you would say this, the front of the shoe is it looks a bit warped. Would you say? Because it is definitely a broader toe box. So for those that are looking for a wider fit shoe, this is probably the widest fit shoe you're going to get without going for like a 2E or something. You know, like a standard fit shoe. This is one of the wider foot shoes you can get in terms of running shoes anyway. Also suitable for those that have a wider toe box, or even if they've got like bunions.
Yeah.
If you've got suffering from bunions, this is probably the shoe you've been searching for, because it is a wider toe box. You're not going to be rubbing against the side of the foot there, and that's probably going to help a lot of people. So I mean, definitely, I've heard a lot of good reviews coming back from the Altra.
Even as well, we've loaned a pair to one of the podiatrists in the hospital, the Royal. He's also a foot surgeon. Yeah. This is what he's recommending for post-recovery, post-surgery recovery. Now, we're not doctors, so don't be taking our advice on it. This is just based on the feedback we're getting.
We're getting. So I mean, overall, there's been a lot of good reviews. Trying it on, it does feel very soft underneath the foot, and you do get that responsive kickback from it. You will feel a major difference in terms of the flatness of the shoe. For me, I need a little bit of support, probably a little bit more support in comparison to the GuideRail that you can supply. So I need more of like a mild to nearly moderate shoe, because I collapse in a lot. So it wouldn't be a suitable shoe for me in terms of that. But I mean, definitely it feels nice underneath the foot, and I don't really have anything bad to say about it. So
well, for me anyway, the support won't be a massive problem. Obviously, I've worn neutral shoes for years, which we now know was a bad idea. Too many problems. But yeah, it would be a shoe I would try. It would be interesting to try.
And would you say true to size?
It's for me. I'm a size 9. In the New Balance, I probably need to go to 9.5. Yeah. In the Altra, put the 9 on and thought, right, this is way too big, which it wasn't. It's just the foot shaped toe box. It's not natural.
Yeah. So in terms of the width, it feels fine. And the length and stuff.
Yeah, it felt a wee bit spacious at first, but once you tie it up and you realise that's where it's meant to feel. Yeah. Size 9 seems spot on, so I'd say it's fairly true to size.
Yeah. So I mean that's the Altra, the Altra Paradigm 5. So it's just arrived in with us this week. If you are about and want to try a few on, give us a shout. We're open every day basically.
Except for Sunday.
Except for Sunday, 9 to 5. So there'll be no difference for us in terms of the lockdown as of yet. So we'll still be open. So we'll be looking forward to seeing this in the shop.
Or any queries or questions, pretty much give us a call, or
definitely,
an email, or message us on Instagram, Facebook.
And also if you can't make it down to the shop, we also have mail-in service. So we can any shoe that we have in stock, we can send it to your house. So there's no need for you to come in, if you just can't make it down. So, but thanks very much for watching us today, and we will hopefully be back with you next.